So what we're gonna go right now is we're gonna walk around the place. Cool thing about this game is an optional boss there behind this. It's really hard though. Yeah, so I want to turn up my sound effects real high. So where we are now is sort of the central point in the game. It's this cathedral. Not really the focus here. So as you play through this game, the night and day cycles go along. The world gets darker. So this place I'm about to go was usually not so late at night. Anyways, I'm kind of skirting the perimeter of this cathedral, and off to its left side, the place looks a lot nicer when the game is earlier into it. Right now you can tell the game's kind of very blue and dark. This is really cool the first time you saw it. It's a place that makes sense for it to be here. It's like an overrun tiny graveyard. The gravestone motif is neat. What's up? Yeah, so this place is going somewhere. When I first went here, I don't remember what I thought this place was. I think I must have just kind of running around places randomly. But this is kind of like a boring cave. More gravestones, apparently they don't have a lot of land here, so they've just got to bury people all over the place. Alright, so this is cool. It's the woods. There's some really NPCs though. Like, oh wait, I get it, right? Yeah. Right, so we have to think about the cons. Lord almighty, what? Oh. So with this area we have to think a bit about. I'm just clearing out all of the enemies right now because they're annoying. Okay, good. So there shouldn't be any more enemies left in here. Right. So the entrance to this place is this here, and we can barely see the church in the distance. I think it's physically actually accurate. And so Bloodborne's world is sort of like a hill with like kind of two peaks on top, and so this is part of the game where you're kind of exploring one of those, where you're exploring sort of a gradual decline in the hill, and you eventually reach a cliff face, which I don't know if you'll reach. PlayStation. Show comments. Oh yeah, I can turn my mic up. Let me, do that somehow. PlayStation. Show comments. Actually, I'm just gonna sit closer to my mic. Let me know if that works. Um, and by the way, hi. How are you? Right, so this area is about mid-game. When you first get here, there's actually sort of like at evening, so the lighting is nicer. Just pretend this sort of lighting is kind of all over the area. And yeah, you can get dresses in this game, it's nice. Not just like silly armor. I like this because it was one of the first areas you reach that actually feels kind of open. PlayStation. Show comments. Show comments. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's good. If I remember right, it's... So there's... Right, so it's not the... It's an area that feels kind of open. It's just this small opening in the woods that's kind of caught between the valley you're descending from the city and, you know, what lies beyond. It was just very refreshing at the time. I mean, looking at it in the dark, it's kind of like boring and samey, but it's nice to have something that kind of feels free, as in, you know, you can just kind of wander in circles here, and it feels kind of like, it feels safe once you get rid of all the enemies and snipers. And it feels even safer at night, I mean, in the evening. Like, you can see some leaves kind of floating around here, and your feet even kick up some leaves. And it's got that gentle sort of like crunching sound as you're walking around, which is a contrast with the wood and the cement sounds you hear walking around the church area. So, a little fire here. Burn myself. Yeah, so flatness on its own is... So this place actually is kind of like the shaded woods in Dark Souls 2, the misty section. Except there is no mist, and there's a few more obstructions around your feet, these gravestones. And that's and I don't really feel like talking about the combat aspects of that, but... You know, it's kind of neat how the gravestones kind of come into your view as you go from up to down. So you can kind of look upwards and just pretend to like lose yourself kind of in these woods. Or you can, you know, face the ground. I think, you know, having some like, I don't know, water on the ground would be neat. Maybe a little bit more elevation, like tree trunks or something. It kind of reminds me of a patch of woods behind my grandparents' house that has large fallen trees. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know. I like this area on its own. You know, it's okay, but I think it's... Whoa. Like, yeah, this is nice. It kind of draws your eye along the path towards those set of gates. At the same time, right now it is very gray. And like, okay, so if we look really far in the distance, we can see a castle that you can actually go to later. So that's cool. Now it feels like we're entering a city again. This game has a lot of this like gate motif, where there's a large wooden gate opening its way to a new area. And that's the case with this. else to say? Yeah, so this is a nice, this was a good idea between this area and the next area, which gets kind of cramped at times, but only in parts of it. Just this, you know, open woods feeling kind of place. You know. Anyways, Hemwick Charnel Lane. I still don't know what half of those words mean. This place is like a village, but it's just got a bunch of like people who are laughing. I'm just gonna take everyone out first, and then we can walk around the place and talk about it. Okay. PlayStation. Show comments. Thanks. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, it's just an interesting way to play through these games, is to explicitly try to avoid thinking about combat. I mean, combat, like, inevitably sort of influences the way you learn about the levels in Dark Souls, but at the same time, you can kind of choose to ignore it, and that, I don't know, it's a different framework. Different frameworks of thinking about Souls games. This is a shortcut. I'm not going to take this shortcut because it would be confusing. Alright. Man, there aren't that many enemies in this little section here. Well, there are more ahead, so I'm just going to go get rid of all of them. Yeah! Okay. Alright. So I'm kind of glad I get to play through this right now, because when I was playing earlier, it was kind of stressful. When I was earlier in the game. Alright. I'm gonna go tweet one more. Also get back to the start of this area before we talk about it. I'm already lost. Okay. Yeah, jeez. The problem with this game being at night, near the end, but I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm not actually playing through the levels for the first time anymore, is that everything kind of looks the same and it's hard to navigate, but luckily the level layout is different. So. Get water. Alright, so probably keep this short for today, but anyways. Okay, so right, so there's that gate motif that shows that we're kind of entering a civilized area, I guess. That's nice. And the game needed to have that wood section right before because they wanted to transition to this more open, naturey, villagey, chaotic feeling place. So there's the feeling of descending into a valley. The game likes to do this in some areas, I think. Again, Bloodborne is sort of a game on a hill, and so we can see ahead of us And there's landmarks that are above our line of sight and also below our line of sight. And it's kind of got this... not sure what the word is, but it's because when you're far away and you can see a lot of stuff in the distance, you can't really pick out individual things that well, but it gives you kind of an intuition for what to expect. So when you first come here, it's sort of like the evening time, and there's people dancing around and singing, and you're kind of like, that's weird. Right, so what is actually here? There's like broken buildings that I don't think I can go inside of. It kind of looks like the side of some elevated train tracks. There's a train track that looks like that in New York City. New York City that I like. This person... I don't know. I wish that was a fountain. This area kind of just feels like that patch of woods without any trees. It's like they cut the trees down and just build some buildings. So I think that's neat. It's neat that non-man-made structure-wise is sort of like that patch of woods. So that gives you a sense of that this place was built over. And as you can see, to make the area a little more interesting, to add more height. So there's instead of being all flat like that patch of woods, now we're kind of, there's man-made structures like these stairs. NPCs that don't talk to you. Just houses you can't go in. I wish you could go into some of these houses. Well, you can later. This area is actually pretty cool because it has a kind of like a farm motif. So, let's see, what else can we find here? So these stairs go upwards out of the set piece. It's a smart idea, I think, that, I'll go back where we were. They kind of, I think, you know, when you have an area that's kind of visually confusing, and by that I mean like everything's kind of samey, I think it's good to sort of separate places with slight elevation markers in case, in this case, these like stairs, and another like stone archway. Oh, that was weird. What was that? Yeah, so I noticed that sometimes in this game, like, there's like little sections that like play the wrong sound effect. Like, this is playing the sound effect for metal, and this is clearly not metal, it's stone, and there's like a tree in the woods earlier that plays the sound for stepping on creaky floorboards. Those are just kind of funny. Yeah, more gravestone motifs. This isn't too exciting. PlayStation. Show comments. Oh yeah, Cameron, JK, it's okay. I'm probably not gonna go that much longer, just because I want to go to sleep soon, but, yeah, thanks for watching. Let's see here. Okay, so this is like, so I'm gonna split this place, Charnel Lane, into different parts. So it's like a composition, it's linear. So we have the first part, which is the woods, the second part, which is this village, and then there's a shortcut in the second part, and this third part, I'm not sure. It seems to be a bunch of areas separated by stairs and stone walls. And like steam pipes or something. I thought that was kind of a neat touch here. Little artifacts showing infrastructure to a world, in this case, these pipes showing there's some kind of like heating system. Right, so again, now we can see kind of the previous effect, the effect in reverse from when we came into the area. So we had, when we first came into this place, we could kind of see ahead of ourselves, to where we were going. Now we can look back and we can see the cathedral ward in the distance. It's nice. Kind of conveys a sense of scale and distance and where you are. We're obviously below the cathedral ward and we're further away from it, implying that this world is sort of on a hill. So I mean, there's some parts in Dark Souls 1 where you have that sense of horizontality, like looking at stuff from Anor Londo and so forth. Some more stairs. These stairs all just kind of loop around. Police station. Show comments. Hey, Tennis E-Red 1. We make Even the Ocean with Hack's programming language and the Hack's Flixel engine. I build a lot of my own tools though, so I programmed my own editor and a lot of little helper things. But the graphics API and drawing stuff is all like Hack's Flixel and Hack's OpenFL, which I really recommend because, I don't know, it's got a good community behind it. It's a pretty healthy open source project. Right, so now we've kind of gone up these stairs, and that gives us another sense that we're transitioning somewhere else. So this place has a lot of stairs, and that kind of makes you want to keep going forward, whereas when this place is more open, I think it makes you feel like you want to linger there, which is kind of the case with like city squares, city plazas, versus alleyways. So here's kind of a farm motif. We already see like this like silo sort of thing. So here's a second shortcut. You can see the castle in the distance. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go through the way the game funnels you in the beginning. I definitely would like to play through this area again earlier in the day-night cycle, because you can't go back and forth in the day-night cycle in Bloodborne. It's based on like permanent events, which has pros and cons. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, nerd. Yeah. So I'm gonna declare this as section 4. So section 4 was those staircases we were going upwards, and now this is section... Oh, no. That was section 3. This is now section 4, which is... I don't know what it is yet. I can't remember, to be honest. You know, when you first play like a Dark Souls, any Souls game area, the first time you're there, it's like chaotic and you're just running for your life. But then you can, you come back later and you're just one-shotting everything. Oh, come on, stop. Like, seriously. Like, these crows have the worst. The crows have the worst sound effects. They sound like dogs. And you get dog crows later, like crows with dog heads. And I'm just like, stop. Okay. So this shortcut. Can I just hop down there? I'm gonna die. Show you this shortcut. This just goes back to, come on. Nice. Frame rate drop. This just goes back to where we came from. So this connects section 2, the village, to the middle or beginning of section 4, which is this sort of cliffside area. PlayStation. Show comments. Harvest Valley, Dark Souls 2, Stencil, one's on Hacks. Yeah, Hacks is good. Oh, hey, Orhouse. I don't know how to say your name. PlayStation. Show comments. I'll talk about the editor in a second. Yeah, I wonder, how much collaboration there was between the Bloodborne team and the Dark Souls 2 team in terms of, like, high level area design. That's definitely something I'm curious about that we'll probably never find out. But, yeah, the viewpoints definitely remind me of Harvest Valley, especially from the entrance of this area, Hammock Charnel Lane, looking downwards into this sort of like a valley thing that kind of opens up. and even these like passageways like this, spaces like this. There's a few of these in Harvest Valley that I remember. Though Hemwick Charnel Lane kind of just ends in like a anticlimactic fashion. It ends with kind of a geographic climax. Like these are very. I thought these were weird because this world is supposed to be an actual physical world, so you shouldn't get shit like this, just like looking down into the abyss. Like whatever. I like these bushes. I have some things like this in the backyard at my parents' house. But the feel of this area, so I'll call this like weird cliffy place, part 4, that connects back to part 2. Is that go away? Is that it's interesting because it's when I guess in 3D areas in general, maybe it's the presence of like instant death pits I found really affects perception of the area. Like for example in Dark Souls 2, in the place where you fight the Pursuer, there's various places where you can look to the west and see across the ocean. And some of those spots are instant death and some of them are not, and there's the difference between the two. It's sort of like how when you're walking along a boardwalk or something over the ocean or a lake, you know, you don't want to fall in. You won't die, but, you know, you usually don't want to be getting wet when you're there. Yeah, and this is neat. So we've got a bridge crossing a gap. And this, what is that? Oh, it's up there. This area is actually kind of structurally a nod to... Oh, Jesus. Fine. It's a nod architecturally to later areas in the game that are set inside of a nightmare. So you get a lot of these weird rocky things, except the rocks are... there's rocks like this, but there's also like a sort of a basalt column motif for the rocks. But I think that's kind of neat. Kind of like geographical continuity. PlayStation. Show comments. PlayStation. PlayStation. Show comments. Long enough for me to read them. Yeah, I mean, I get the feeling that this is really hard to do. Like, I don't know anything about doing frame rate, but I can't imagine that. God, how do people even, like, budget their polygons? I don't know. Anyways, it's like one of those things that seems really hard to do. PlayStation. I mean, you know a lot more about it than I do, so that seems reasonable. PlayStation. But at the same time, it's kind of a happy accident in some sense. Maybe not happy, I mean, not an accident, but like a happy trade-off, just because it's kind of like a surreal thing. Just this like misty pit, and it works well with this small bridge. PlayStation. Show comments. Wait, what's a world tree? Is that sort of like a... World tree. Do you... Oh, do you mean but is world tree a technical term, or do you mean like how Dark Souls was laid out graphically, or do you mean how like in Bloodborne it seems like that? It seems more similar to Dark Souls 2, where everything's a little bit more horizontally laid out, or something. Is it a graphics thing? And the other person talking about the editor. It's what PlayStation. Show comments. There's an endgame editor. Like it's kind of like, it's not like puzzle script, but you can like design levels and stuff and change dialogue in real time. So anyways, so this is like area 5, I guess. This like barn. I don't know. I like this. I like this barn. I like the architecture of this. It reminds me of some kind of house architecture I've seen somewhere at some point. Maybe even a little bit of my own. Oh, dude. that to me. I'm gonna clear out this area first. Nice hay. PlayStation. Show comments. Show comments. Yeah, it's interesting how Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 1 kind of reduces to a cylinder, and Bloodborne reduces to like a cone in a way. Whereas like Demon Souls doesn't really reduce to anything except a bunch of like linear islands. I mean, in terms of overall wall structure, and Dark Souls 2 kind of reduces to an island and also like a bunch of interesting vertical stratification, but it doesn't really convey that in the same sense that these do. Oh yeah, and if you have more questions about the editor, feel to ask. For the most part, it's just there to do level design and make things a lot easier of testing. So like if I want to test a level, I can edit it. So like if my level editor was working like in Bloodborne or something, like I could add enemies or delete enemies. I could change properties of enemies when I want to test different sorts of level design feel. And it also lets me sort of change scripts for events and change dialogue and animations in real time by reloading. So it makes editing very, not very easy, but easier. Oh, sick. Okay. So I'm going to talk about this barn thing. I don't know, I mean, it's a barn. I don't know much about barns. I've, like, been inside of some barns at, like, state fairs in central Illinois. Sort of like rural farming villages. Rural. It's really hard to say that word. Rural. Rural? I can't say it. Too many R sounds. Right, so... I suppose that a barn... Something that I think is definitely comedy about this game are these, like, older male characters that sit in wheelchairs and always have, like, really powerful guns. Those are kind of funny. They're also kind of annoying. This is nice. I have a feeling that something in their high-level design, like, requirements in these games is to connect the viewpoints, so to always have something looking back at the central area, which is that cathedral ward. I'm gonna go tweet again. A second. Yeah, so... Hey, what's up? I'm gonna change my clothes just because I'm tired of these right now. I'm gonna go with my classic doll hat, doll clothes, no gloves, shoes outfit. I look pretty ridiculous. I like it. What is that noise? I like that noise. Yeah, so little details here. This place reminds me of, first of all, I mean, obviously kind of like a home. Take this. Pop. Yeah, eat it. It's just so funny. This place feels safe and not as scary because I don't know if anyone's ever like been inside of a building that you go to a lot and it feels familiar and safe, and then you're kind of bored and then you just imagine something horrible happening there. It's kind of what I think about with this place. It feels like friendly and one of those places where you don't think about something bad happening. Yeah, I'm just rolling into bookcases right now because it's what I can do. So you actually exit this place. So I like these low ceilings a lot. Low ceilings are interesting. They, for one, well, in real life, I found that low ceilings wait, that's not true. That's kind of true. Low ceilings sort of make me want to talk quieter, which is weird. I'm not sure. And if a low ceiling is combined with a not very wide space, it kind of pushes you along if you want to keep traveling. So that's kind of how some apartment buildings feel. Right, so you go to this large, well, I'll call part 5 the barn. This big barn house thing. And we get to this very neat place. So we can find... Wait, what? So it appears that the thing I saw in the distance, that right there, that wasn't the castle. I don't... What is it then? I don't know. It's somewhere maybe I'm pretty sure you visited. I just haven't really mapped out the entire world like geographically in the right way. That's a castle you can go to. I might go there on a later episode. Right. That's not where I'm supposed to go. How do I get out of here? Oh, through here. Okay. Duh.
You sicken me!
So, oh my god. Okay. God. Man, the problem with instant death pits in a game that isn't about platforming is that stuff happens a lot. PlayStation. Show comments. Oh, no, I was here? Okay, well that sucks. We're gonna not go the long way. Oh wait, maybe I should. Well, now it's too late. PlayStation. Show comments. Shut up. Yeah, you can see a lot of detail. This is really nice. I mean, okay, I had like 3 huge hopes for Bloodborne, which none of them actually happened. The first one was to get an area that's sort of like a prairie or like the plains, physically similar to the frigid outskirts from the Dark Souls 2 DLC, except without a goddamn blizzard. Just because I think that would be very... I don't know, it'd just be cool. It'd just be cool. My second giant unfulfilled hope was a river. Like just walking alongside a river. Yeah, shut up. Walking alongside a very large river, or across a very large river, like Mississippi River scale. My third unfulfilled hope was getting to see. Well, maybe we'll go there at the end of the video. You get to see. Oh God. You do get to see like a lake on the shore, but I was hoping to see sort of the ocean and kind of get to see a beach. But my desires were left unfulfilled. Oh, come on. Okay. This is what is this? Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Part 6, the roofs. I guess. I'll just call this the roofs. That would be my level name if this was like a 2D game. Yeah, so you can see the shore now. Okay, we're gonna stare at the shore. Yeah, I like this a lot. Yeah, you can see it, but you can't go down there. And it's kind of a cliff shore. But this is This is poetry. No, it's not poetry. Oh, it's poetry. I don't know. Just I'm not gonna make the comparison. What is with it? What are you doing? PlayStation. Let's go comments. Yeah, it's stunning. They use the same kind of rock stuff. Maybe I can show it after this. Doesn't even make any sense. Swear to God. Alright. So now a bunch of viewpoints are connecting. The complexity of this area kind of goes up a little bit. So now we have that same feeling of having something fall off the edge, but now it's like, not that unsafe. So that was interesting. What did you say? So, more houses, kind of more weaved into the landscape, more in like the fabric sense. I like how level architecture in Bloodborne sometimes is kind of woven into. Oh God. Dang, I got owned. What am I doing? Get up. The word would be not volumetric, which means that it's not separated from its landscape. The architecture kind of takes into mind stuff about it. That's a generalization. I don't really know if it's complete. So now we're in like, oh God, I don't even know. We're just in this road area that has a lot of bodies on stakes because that's Bloodborne. And that's the shortcut that goes between the Harvest Valley part of the area and then this more this area doesn't really feel like anything I remember. Where did that come from? Yeah, like I said, you can't see anything at night in this game. So this is where you actually can take a carriage to go to the castle, but it's a one-time event. So we can't see it again, but we can see the shoreline from closer. So we're closer to the shore now. You can actually see the ocean moving. It's nice. Yeah, so much detail. And you can see some birds flying around. So we actually do go up there, I think? I don't remember. Well, we're gonna find out, so just hold on tight, kids. Hold on tight. Yeah, so this is neat. Is that? No, it's not. So now another hill, so now we're ascending. So we're constantly coming out of this valley. So I feel like Bloodborne might not be a hill, but it intuitively feels like a hill. It's probably more of like a place near a cliff. I don't get it. Old things. Okay. So we're going up this hill. There's a treasure chest there. That's how they so this entire area, as you can tell, is kind of linear. I mean, it has some shortcuts, but the progression is linear. You're trying to get from point A to point B. So a way they're communicating. I mean, the pacing is nice. They have like indoor areas, outdoor areas, more linear feeling areas. You know, weird standing on top of architecture. But there's also this general motif. Kind of, first you're descending, and then you're kind of flat, and then now you're kind of like ascending, giving a sense of progression. Okay, so we are going to that giant building that I saw, or we saw. So yeah, the first part is just like another like fucked up barn place. But apparently we enter in on the top floor and we're actually descending, which is interesting. So we're going deeper in now. This is a boss fight room. There's a boss here. It's a really easy boss. Man, there's like way too much to talk about. Well, it's a rectangle. It's quiet. Opens up to the outside. Just a lot of bodies. I don't know. It's a storage room. I don't even know what this is. Why is it broken in the middle? It's a room that's not really like realistic feeling. It's clearly kind of like a boss arena, and that's why it has this weird stuff. Which is fine. I mean, Dark Souls 2 is a lot like that, but it's okay. I mean, the reason I don't like Demon Souls a lot is kind of because the whole architecture seems way too much like a real place, and then they fit enemies to it, which is fine, but it also makes things feel really cramped. Anyways, so we're descending even more, and hey, what's up? We get an item here. Not much to say. I don't know. They kind of connect this entire area back to the whole city. The city area we came from, because we're going downwards into like a man-made structure, small archway. And I guess it kind of seems like they like copped out a bit with this giant building. They worked a lot on its facade, but I guess they didn't do much with it. Ladder I'm missing around here? I don't think so. Yeah, like this. It is kind of a disappointment now that I think about it. I mean, there's this giant. Like, look at it. Look how big this is. And we only get access to like one floor? Unless I'm completely missing something, but I don't think I am. Let's see what else we can see from here. I don't know what I'm looking at. PlayStation. Show comments. Show. Somehow I have 53,000 souls. I don't know why. PlayStation. Show comments. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame, but at the same time, it kind of like reflects. Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense for making things like not like completely unmanageable. But it's weird that at a place that's basically an endpoint like this, they wouldn't have you look around more. I maybe. I mean, sometimes I get the feeling that something like this was something that was like scrapped for time. Like maybe they're gonna have you go through more of it, but instead you just skip all of it and kind of descend to the basement. But yeah, like the city. Yeah, it is a shame that the city doesn't have a lot of interior areas. I mean, there is one, but it's basically just an entrance to the sewers. You know, there's no like residential interior areas or stuff like that. But it kind of reflects the sense of walking through a city. I mean, in a city, you can't enter every single building. So that's interesting. Yeah, just look at that. It's like draws your eye to it, and you can't even do anything. Alright, so that ends the walkthrough, Walk Souls play of the Hemwick Charnel Lane area. I'm gonna run through it backwards, just because I can. And then I'll show you all an area that looks like this geographically, and then also the lake. I want to go over the lake. I like the lake. Okay, what's up? Eat it. PlayStation. Show comments. Show comments. Show comments. Show comments. Is that the tower that you go all the way up to use to get the key to the King's Passage? Or is that a different tower? I don't remember. Anyways, I just remember there's that giant elevator in Drangleic Castle that is always flying your Lord Almighty. But it's always PlayStation. Show comments. But in a sense, it does work. It does, honestly, I think it does work more as a landmark than it does as an area, because when you actually get to it, it's like pretty anticlimactic. Like the way you ascend the tower is just through an elevator, which kind of blows. This is the patch of woods that I was talking about that goes between the city and that area we're just. Fuck off. PlayStation. Show comments. Yeah, but it still feels like anticlimactic. I feel like that place is more important as a landmark, because you can see Drangleic Castle from like so many places in the game. You can see it from the fort and like Forest of Fallen Giants and blah blah blah. Probably a lot more areas too. So yeah, it's back how we got into the place. Cathedral Ward. Yeah, so now we're back in more of like a city. This is not really a city, it's more of like a churchy area. I'm gonna show you all some other places briefly, not do a walkthrough, detailed playthrough, and then probably call it quits. Bought a few new sets though. I want to see this set. Yeah, what's up? It's kind of cool. This picture. Nice. I'm gonna try another set too. Yeah. Oh, where's the gloves? Hmm. Maybe I can buy it. Oh well, it's fine. Sorry, I'm just doing silly stuff. What's up? I like this weapon. Actually, I don't really like this weapon. It just looks cool. PlayStation. Show comments. Get some water. Second.
Gambling. Very well, then. Very well, good.
Alright. Man, everything looks blue now in this game, which blows. It's okay. Oh, wait. So this area is kind of near the shore. So I like this place. We can actually go up there. This is the closest you can actually get to the water in the game. I like Dark Souls 2's Hyde's Tower of Flame because you can get really close to the water in an interesting way, crossing over it, which most areas don't usually do. You're only usually looking at the water like near its edge like this. This is one of the coolest places in the game. Is this place? Oh God, it's like a college building. No, I like it a lot. Yeah, and you can like. Well, I don't know. I should save this for a different playthrough. But this is a really neat area. What's this guy? Hey, what's up? Well, actually, I don't need him anymore, so. Nice. Yeah, look at that. PlayStation. Show comments. Yeah, this area is. Oh God, it's like like a lakeside manor, basically. It's like relatively small in terms of like how long you're in it within the game, but it's such a great set piece. And well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. What's up, Moon? Yeah, I don't know, and this area too, you can see this area from a distance and the area preceding it, which I'll probably go over some other time. But oh my god, I don't know why I always lose it for the areas that are like Victorian / very modern. I don't know, like 1800s, 1900s, early 1900s. This is what I was most excited for, was this. I already know the lore of the game because someone analyzed it. But just things like this where you can kind of just like chill out. What's up? Hang out here. What's up? Yeah, this game has a lot of great area design. Area design, just like architecture, and it's quite short and sweet. Other place I want to show is I'm going home, Mom. One more place. More dots. I want to show here. Whoosh. So this place it's like kind of similar to that Hemwick Charnel Lane place we were in terms of physical architecture. I like this area in the game because PlayStation, show comments, show comment. Okay. I wish it was Duke's Archives in a lake. It's not as complex as Duke's Archives, but it's there's just enough that it is very neat for what it is. This is another spoiler. I'm basically spoiling. I mean, whatever. I guess you probably don't care if you're watching this video anyways. Gosh, this is neat. Also, it's another case where they like cop out and there's nothing cool inside that building, but there's a boss. This is similar. It's kind of got that rocky architecture. It's a lot more open though. It's got yeah. So this is like kind of similar to where we just were, except actually it's not. A different area is. Well, there is a shortcut to go down there, so I'm gonna go ahead and show that shortcut. Yeah, this is basically the video is mostly ended voxels. I'm kind of just showing some areas that I like. PlayStation. Show comments. Show comments. Show comments. Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean. Like, there'll be another Souls game like every year, probably forever. Just because of how well it sells, which is, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably... I guess I'm into it enough that I might keep playing them, but I still feel like the dark broodingness might... I don't know, I want them to do something that's a little more, like, not so held down by being a nightmare, I guess. Like, the Dark Souls fantasy is nice. This was so cool when I got here the first time. But it's just a boss fight. And there's nothing cool in here. Oh my god. Like, it literally just dead ends in this. So, I don't get it. But... this is the area that feels not feels similar, but just has similar looking rocks, I think. Oh wait, no, I don't think, maybe it doesn't. I'm just completely confused. I don't know. I'm gonna go to sleep soon. This will be the last part of the video, everyone. Thanks for watching today. Yeah, this is still using the basalt palm, but it's got that same sense of a white mist. Yeah, but the sky here looks like a storm. I like that. What are you doing? Why are you dancing? You're dancing. Why are you dancing? Look at you. You're just dancing like that. Oh, I'm taking a video of this. I want to take a video of your dancing. Oh, fuck, no, don't... I don't know what's happening. Sorry, I'm fussing around with the video recording in this. Nice, I did it. Okay, sorry. PlayStation. PlayStation. Show comments. Show comments. Yeah, I heard, someone told me that word too, inverse kinematics or something. I don't know, God, I wish, like, there was just some super easy, ready to go, like, Dark Souls 3D character controller, because I really want to make a game that has, like, this kind of physicality. I mean, physicality of Dark Souls 1. Bloodborne is a little bit too buttery, even though Bloodborne is definitely not what I would call buttery controls. I just don't want to... I could probably figure out how to program it myself, but I don't know if it's worth the time for me personally. Or people have it figured out so perfectly. But that's interesting. I've seen stuff like that has happened in Dark Souls 2, and I think I've seen it in Dark Souls 1 as well. Yeah, so here's that, you know, when you come out here, you're looking upwards. Hill motifs. Gotta love those elevations. Oh. PlayStation. Show comments. Yeah, maybe I have to, like, I don't know. I don't even know what I would use to, like, do a game where I can focus on walking without having to program. It wouldn't be for money or anything. Oh my god. PlayStation. Show comments. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, stuff like that. I'm like interested in doing something like contemporary city walking. I have a bunch of like level design stuff out of in my head. Just like a little short narrative. Conclude today. I'm gonna go back here. Gonna go get my level up on. I'm gonna go level up just once. Up. If I kill you, can I not level up? No, it's...
Gamino.
Yeah, sure.
Very well.
Go away. Oh man. It's probably hard to get every time. Man, I may as well just max this out. PlayStation. Show comments. Yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for your commentary. Yeah, it's like interesting to think about the technical side of stuff. And also bringing up comparisons to other things is helpful. That's why I like having people watching, just because it's hard to remember everything even and yourself. Alright, I'm going to go to sleep. Goodbye. Yeah, we can wait. Yes. Woohoo! Alright.